Good morning. It's day, I don't know, 111. It's a rainy morning. I don't want to get out of my tent. Look at this. The rain moved out. Looks like a nice day shaping up. First challenge today is Mount Killington. Those wood thrushes, if you listen to different ones, they each have different styles, I guess. It's pretty fun to compare them. Just documenting the first snow I've seen on the trail since Virginia. I have about another 400 vertical feet to get to the top of Killington, so not too far. And just a few patches of snow. And I know just days ago people were talking about trouble with snow on this hill, and a couple of weeks ago it was a big pain. So now, you know, there's footprints to follow. So I feel like my timing has been really just right for coming up to these northern mountains. That timing, by the way, is not based on my expertise at all, just dumb luck, I think. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the Smokies. Walking through a ton of snow. That's when I got Big Ugly. That's the name I gave to my blister that I got. Walking through the snow with wet feet. Fortunately, it doesn't last very long, and most of the trail is snowless. Big Ugly's dead. I had a funeral for him. He's not coming back. It's getting more challenging. I've had prettier breakfast spots. But this is a practical one. I got these tent platforms to sit on and stretch out, dry my feet, and dry my tent. All the flowers, the white flowers, are like snow through here. And I can smell the fragrance. Last night I shared the shelter area with 3 other backpackers. Let's see, there was Truly, she's doing a section, and then Hope, who I met a few days ago, and then also Taffy, the Welshman, who's doing from Duncannon to Maine, to the end of the trail. And I've run into him at least 3 times. And he'll go along and stop for a day or two. And then I went to Atlanta, and so he caught up. And so yeah, the shelter was kind of grungy. And so I tented. And that's, you know, even if there's no one else at the shelter and it's a nice night, I'm still gonna tent. That's what my favorite thing to do is now. And even if it's gonna rain a little, If there's other people in the shelter, I'd still rather tent. I just sleep better. And so I only stay in the shelter, if I think it's going to be bad rain. There has been very little Class 1 trail in a long time. And I'm talking states ago. And of course, this is all Class 2, which means, you got to slow down and avoid rocks. And so it's going to slow you down at least a little bit. And boy, a 20-mile day on all Class 2 is tough. And I think it's just going to be this way from here on out. And I tell you what, compared to the southern states, I mean, that was like a smooth highway back in Georgia and North Carolina and Virginia. Not all of it, but lots of it. So I'm at the main junction. What does that mean? Both of these, it's where it splits. The Appalachian Trail goes one way, that way, and the Long Trail goes that way. You see a white blaze down there. They both go to Maine. So I just hiked a half mile of the wrong trail, and then hiked it again on the way back. And I've been conditioned for 1,700 miles to follow the white blaze, and so there's a white blaze down there. There's one way down there, but it's hard to see. And I do it really unconsciously. And I did read the sign Main Junction, but it's not very descriptive. Perhaps a more descriptive name for the sign would be Long Trail, Appalachian Trail, Split Point. And why both trails have the same white blazes, I'm sure there's a reason. But I'm also pretty sure it doesn't involve reasonable people working together and making good decisions. I don't do too many rants. I get to have one. Oh, and I've walked over 1,700 miles. Wow. There's a lake. I just met Cloudkicker, who's up there ahead of me. He is moving. And so he's going to camp at the shelter one beyond where I'm going to camp. And but he's going to go for a home visit at Hanover for 5 days. So I'm guessing I'll see him again somewhere up in Maine by the time we meet up again. I'm here at the shelter. Today was a tough day. I don't know why this is blurry. I need to clean my lens. 20.6 miles today. And let's see, I'm going to do 14 point something into a hostel. And I'm not real impressed with the shelters in this state. Just not very nice. Just saying. Today was a long day. Killian Mountain and one other that I can't remember the name of. And it was a long slog. So I got word from a faster hiker that caught me and also had saw Hope. This guy, what was his name? Cloudkicker or something like that. He said that he didn't Hope wasn't thinking that she was going to make it this far, and the climb over Mount Killian was pretty rough. It was in the snow, and but he said she's doing fine, and so she's stopping at probably the previous shelter. So I'm glad I heard from that guy, so I won't be worried about Hope.